How did you attract and address your audience? I attracted and addressed my primary audience of young males through the use of modern images, which connoted the genre of hip-hop to my audience. This was done through the use of costume the models were wearing. For instance, the male model on the front cover was dressed in expensive-looking chains and a snapback hat. These props are stereotypically associated with hip-hop, as snapback hats are seen as an urban look, whereas the chains are representations of the artist's wealth. The reason for using this image on my front cover was because I believe it would attract an audience of young people who aspire to be wealthy and to move up in the world. In particular, people of a social grade classification of A, which consists of students. As the images were sharp and strong, it automatically connoted to the audience that it was a hip-hop magazine. The models used in all the images throughout my magazine were of a similar age as the magazine's target audience. By doing this, the magazine would look more attractive to its audience, as they could relate to the artists that featured in the magazine due to being within the same age group. This supports the gratification theory of personal identification, as it allows the audience to identify what the artist and look up to them as role models. All the images used had the artist directly looking into the camera. By doing this, it is showing that the artist is directly addressing its audience, which would create a further attraction towards my magazine, because it helps encourage a relationship between the magazine and the reader on a personal level. All the images are representing positive role models to its audience, as the female models have not been dressed in an extreme sexual way due to be fully dressed and revealing minimum skin. However, these images will still attract a male audience because of the use of direct eye contact the models have towards the camera. This means that the male audience will feel involved with the images, as the females are directly looking at them. Moreover, the female models' facial expressions have been presented in a sexual way through the use of pouting, as this facial expression is commonly used when presenting hip-hop artists. The language used throughout my whole magazine is urban, as I believe my audience are familiar with this language due to a lot of hip-hop music containing this style of language. I believe it was important to not change any of the language the artist said during the interview, as it allowed the audience to read it in the same way as it would be spoken. For example, when the artist discusses his past about beefing with other kids, helps create an informal style. The subheadings Fame, Fortune and Female is an alliteration of the common themes associated with my young male audience. I also attract my audience by using digital content. This allows social interaction between the audience and the magazine. This supports the gratification theory of social interaction, as it allows them to be more involved.